call it? Well, essentially imposing a certain view, using the coercion of, of religion, right? But the advantage, he says, of the fundamentalist type of discourse, which he calls rhetorical as opposed to persuasive, is that that type of discourse is much more amenable to the masses and is at the same time able to scare the powers that be, right? Because it commands that type of power. In contrast to this, you have the secularist discourse, which is both considered elitist and subject to the censorship of the state to the point where it's ineffective, and at the same time not convincing to the masses of people. So some of the analysis that's come, of course, since the revolution, as we've all heard, this was supposed to be the great secular revolution and a moment in which, sort of universalist secular values won the day. And I would recommend a really interesting interview that was done between Tariq Ramadan and Slavoj Žižek that was on Al Jazeera English of the Riz Khan show. It was fascinating on this particular point of this kind of reemergence of universal values that the Egyptian revolution seemed to put forward. So the question is, if what is being said by Arab intellectuals, such as Hisham Sharabi, about this neo-patriarchy structure and this failure of organic capitalism to take hold is in any way true, then what has the revolution done to change or cast doubt or twist that sort of deep structure? And what are we now seeing with, for example, the referendum, which was a vote for stability, and some of the risings of different voices now, particularly among the religious right in Egypt? So I literally and sincerely want to put that out there as a question for us to think about.
Thank you very much. Dr. El Baz, take us into the future.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'm very glad that with Betty and Sarah, we have looked at the regional setting and the past. So I'm going to restrict my discussion to the present and the present because of the fact that I have been to Egypt repeatedly during the past few months, and I have sat with the real revolutionaries and see what they mean and what they head for and what they wish to have. And indeed, it is a revolution that is worthy of all our respect and support, because its objectives are all clear and clean. There is nothing hidden. There are no hidden agendas, and everybody was working for a better Egypt, a better future, a better people. No two ways about it. And they were very active and effective and willing to work and to work hard. And they actually kind of reject all of the ideas of the intellectuals and my generation and the generation that followed them. So it's nearly irrelevant to them. They would ask questions once in a while, but they know exactly where they want and where they want to take Egypt, and they know that they are going to take Egypt where they really wish to, which gives them a great deal of sense of self-respect, and that is a very good thing to do. Every time I met with them, they would ask questions, pointed questions about should we start political parties now? And they said, of course, because without a political party, we would not have to support. Well, political parties to do what? They said, yes, we have to make a political party that will interact with the real population, the villages and the tiny and the poor areas of the cities, so that we can get the support that people like the Muslim Brotherhood have. This is the only reason for the talking of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is spoken about today because they are the ones that when an earthquake happens, they run to the people to help them. When something happens, they are the first ones on the scene to help, and that's all. In real life, they have only 15 to 20% support of the population, but everybody believes that, or puts them up in the sky as if they are the power maker in the Egyptian politics. Perhaps in their next elections they will win, and they spoke to the Egyptian youth about that possibility, because the Egyptian youth of the towns, the main towns, especially in Cairo, have not connected with the poorer villages and the poorer sections of the towns. But that does not exclude the beginnings of political action, and they will do. There are people within Egypt know that among this youth,